All right, everybody. Thank y'all so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to tune in to another episode of Tuesday at 10, where we get our great agents together. We talk about what's going on. We talk about some good news. We talk about some hurdles. And we like to throw in a little training here and there that you could implement this week to try to get some more leads going. That's what we're always looking for. So thank you, Liz, for tuning in. Thank you, Josie, for tuning in. So Liz tells us she has some good stuff going on her side of the world. So Liz, tell us about it. How's everything going?
Good morning. Thank you, Ellen. I woke up to some good news. I'll give a little backstory here. It was a couple that moved from Colorado and they were desperately looking for a rental home. The rental home had to have a pool, and so you don't find a whole lot of that here in San Antonio. It's not like Miami or California where I mean, I know a lot of people have pools here, but it's hard to find a rental with a pool. So, anyways, it was kind of one of those situations where it was a sight and a home unseen. But I went to all the homes that were available in the neighborhoods that he wanted, and it was all through video. And he chose the one he wanted through video. And of course, he relied on my opinions, right, to help him make his decision. And we got that squared away super quick last year. So it was just a matter of staying in touch with them throughout the year. I sent a Christmas card. I think I sent a lottery ticket, and they won like $5 in on St. Patrick's week, right? And then I just messaged them over Fourth of July. I didn't even send a letter this time, a card. I just said, "Hey, happy Fourth of July," and right away they texted back and they said, "Well, our lease is coming up in September, and we don't even know if this is doable, but we'd be interested in looking for a home with a pool." And I said, "Well, right now is the fast track time to get started. Then it is definitely doable, but time is of the essence, so we have to get to work quickly." And we did, and we looked at homes, and we are submitting an offer today. This all took place within just a few days, so it went very quick. He and his wife are very busy doctors here in San Antonio now, so working around their schedule is going to be a little, extra hours for late evening hours for me because they work those, long 12-hour shifts and whatnot. But, it's part of this working for yourself. You have to make yourself also available to those people that in these situations have some hard schedules to work around too. So here we go. They're excited and they didn't think it could happen this fast, but it's happening and they can't wait. So it's a beautiful house with a beautiful pool and they love it.
That's awesome. And so are they still wanting to rent it or are they going to actually make an offer to buy it?
Oh no, they're buying this one.
Oh, great.
So
Even
their
better.
lease ends in September where they're at right now, which was the house I helped them with last year. But
Gotcha.
right
Gotcha.
now they're purchasing a home. Yes, they're purchasing a home and they're excited. I already talked to the listing agent and explained to them, gave them a heads up, like they are very interested. However, their schedules are this and this and that. Can you please give me some a day or two to get some e-signatures out to you? And so he was very understanding of that. So we've already put those talks into place because that communication does matter when you are trying to make something happen fast. So we don't have e-signatures yet, but we're going to get them today.
Well, good. Well, I hope everything goes well and
Mhm.
congratulations to you and your clients. I hope they can get it executed and hopefully it's a smooth contract to close. So congratulations. That's great news.
Thank you. Just the
And
importance of touching base with them throughout the year. It doesn't have
y-
to be every 2 weeks, but at least every quarter for me is worked pretty well. So this worked this time.
absolutely. And I saw I saw a an article today about staying in touch with your clients and the different touch points throughout the year. And yeah, you're exactly right. It's about staying top of mind, and when the time is right for them, they remembered you. And that's the most important thing. So good job. Great follow up and the results are happening. So that's the exciting thing. Well, cool. Congratulations. And Josie, how's everything going with you? What's going on in your neck of the woods? What's the latest? How's everything?
No, I was just going to tell Liz, I said that's the power. I completely agree. That's the power of nurturing your sphere, and I think a lot of times people they get they feel defeated. Like if nobody's buying like right now, sometimes they'll just kind of put them on the back burner, like, "Nah." But it really is a long game. It's like buying a home isn't like going and buying a shirt. It's a long game. So your story is testament to nurturing your sphere and maintaining those communications and how it when the time is right, like Alan said, it will happen and they'll think of you. And they also won that $5 on the lottery scratchers, which is
That's
great.
true.
But no, things are great on my end. Keeping busy on the TC side of things, which is always a great indicator of the market. We have still a lot of buyer contracts that are coming through, so people are buying, which is fantastic. So the market is doing great, all of that good stuff. Can't complain, busy on the admin side of things. So, and then also our Property Hermanos team has a few listings that are newly launched, both in the Rio Grande Valley and San Antonio. So just trying to get those up and ready and marketed and all that good stuff. So busy things in the pipeline.
Awesome. Awesome. Good to hear. And yeah, anytime we have movement in the market, that's a good indicator. So we have a lot of people trying to get things in place before the school year starts. We have a lot of buyers that are looking to get into something, right towards the beginning of the fall. That way they can enroll their little ones in school and all that other kind of good stuff. So we have a lot of people kind of scrambling, right? But that's okay with us because we'll help them the best that we can. So, and then listings, just like Josie said, listings are doing well. We're doing the best we can with them. We're noticing more listings, but just like Ricky Caruso says, the best thing that we can do as agents is stack those listings. You know, uh, as long as we're managing the expectation, letting sellers know, hey, this is not 2 or 3 years ago. We're not seeing tons of offers in the first 14 days. Might take 60, 90, 120, 180 days. So as long as we manage that expectation, price accordingly, which is always the most important piece. And sometimes that's the hardest thing to communicate, that pricing a property from the beginning in a market like we're in is so important. So the listings are great. We love the listings. We want to keep stacking as many listings as we can, but we know that the competition is stiff out there. There's a lot of choices for buyers. So we're really trying to do what we can to not only separate those listings on the marketing end, but really make them shine, make them pop, put some marketing dollars behind it and get some eyeballs on them. So,
And kind of like what you had said to set the expectation for sellers, I think it's also important to set the expectations for buyers
of
because
course,
sometimes, what we've noticed because buyers have more decisions, they're starting to ask for a lot more than they probably normally would have not have in the past. And they're coming in with really aggressive offers with really high demands. And they think like, oh, the seller needs me. But you still have to have that realistic expectation as a buyer that yes, the seller is planning to sell, but maybe they're not wanting to sell it for 80 grand less. Like
true.
maybe they need to have some realistic expectations. So setting the expectations on both sides, regardless of the market, of where the market has shifted, is very important for the end game result of having a seller sell their home and a buyer purchase their home. It's that's the end goal that we like to have.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Thanks for sharing. Very good insight. Very good insight. Well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into our quick training. So we're talking about a lot of, kind of in-depth stuff, pricing strategies, marketing strategies. But what I want to focus on today, this is really interesting. I'm going to go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum, and I'm going to tell you guys to post boring content. The more boring, the better, which is weird because you see all these trainings out there and they say, well, how to get your content to not be boring. right? So there's two sides to this coin, but I think once you understand what I'm talking about when I say boring, I think it'll make a little more sense. So let me go ahead and share my screen and we can talk about how we need to post boring content. Can you guys see my screen? Cool. So here's why. We're not trying to tell people to be boring, but we're telling them to post boring content. Probably the better term is simple content. Okay? Because we're not reading. How many times are we? It's funny. Before we jumped on, Josie and Liz and myself, we were talking about, man, maybe we need to go back to a flip phone. Sometimes the social media stuff and having everything accessible and the emails and the 24-hour access, it's hard on a smartphone. But y'all know how it is. If you leave your smartphone at home, you're going back. You're going to go get it. If you leave your watch or your wallet or something at home, you say, maybe I'll be all right. But if you leave your phone, you're going back. So, as much as sometimes we want to detach, it's very much a challenge for us because we like to see what's going on, not only with our customers, but our friends, our family. We were just talking about the importance of staying in touch with your sphere. So whenever we see something, we can reach out, make a touch, make a connection. But here's the thing, our audience isn't reading, they're scrolling. Who's guilty? Raise your hand. It happens. The scroll is real. 1.7 seconds per post on average. That's all you get. How many of you guys here on the call, and those of y'all watching, how many of you guys see something and if there's a lot of verbiage, you don't even look at it? Sometimes it's like it's too much. They're trying to say too much. It's too long. It's too long. Or if you see a video piece or a carousel or something like that, and if right away it seems like it's too much information, you just keep going. So 1.7 seconds per post on average, that's all we get because the brain has one rule. It needs to be predictable. If it's predictable, it's safe, considered to be trustworthy, and then you save it and you share it. The brain picks the amber box every single time. If something is clever, it might be very clever. It might be very insightful. It might be accurate. But if it's too overwhelming, the brain is going to switch and they're going to choose that predictable, whatever information they could understand in that 1 second, that's what's going to get chosen. So going back, boring doesn't mean low value, it means recognizable. So I'm very guilty of this. I love to find a piece of content or record a video and make it very multifaceted. But according to this, that's the wrong way to do it. So the smartest content looks the simplest. So think about these things when you're out there posting. Only one idea per post. Words that a 12-year-old can understand at a fifth grade level. We hear that all the time. The information should be at a fifth grade level for people to understand. A format that your audience already knows, and a payoff that's visible in 2 seconds or less. So if you run all your pieces of content through these filters, the odds are you're going to start seeing more interaction, more views, more comments. Same idea, two posts. Here's the clever one. Leveraging asymmetric content distribution to optimize organic reach. Sounds smart. Sounds very erudite, as you might have heard. And the result, 800 views. The reality is you get 8 views on some of these things. One of them's your mom, your aunt, and your best friend. And those are the people, we love them and we love the interaction, but we need to get out to a wider audience. So you take that same idea and you say, post one reel a day for 30 days, watch what happens. Boom, instant clarity. Same person, same niche, just with a different approach, a more quote unquote boring approach. So watch what happens when you switch. Long technical reels become one trade idea per post. You go from 2,000 in your reach to a much larger number, 30,000. Same expertise with a more boring, AKA simple delivery. So here's the 4-second test. What I want to do for myself is I want to make a printout of this. I want to put it right here in front of my computer, and I need to run everything through this 4-second test. Can someone get the point in 2 seconds? Is there only one idea? Could you explain it to your dad? And does the visual say what the text says? If you get 4 yeses, it's a green light. Post it. Anything less, simplify. Here's a funny thing. How many of you guys, Josie and Liz, y'all post on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Reels, LinkedIn, whatever other platform there is? And let me see. I think this might be that way we can talk about it. Okay, well, I'll come back to it so we can talk about it, okay? Stop trying to sound smart. The goal isn't to impress, it's to be remembered. So just like Liz was talking about, she was sending out simple hellos, simple touches to keep top of mind. The simpler your content, the more it spreads. The more it spreads, the more the leads find you. Boring content equals smart business. So let's go back to this so that way we can elaborate on it. Okay. So here's the 4-second test. Now I'm going to stop sharing my screen so we can talk about it. Let's see here. Okay. Can y'all see me? Am I back? Okay. Here's the question. This is always a challenge for me. But when you're posting on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever it is, and then you go to post it on X, on Twitter, and you only have a limited amount. So then you're like, oh man, I had a paragraph posted on Facebook, no problem. Posted on Threads, posted on Instagram, no problem. Now on Twitter, I have to condense it. I have to make it more concise. And sometimes I make it more concise on Twitter and it's better because I cut out all the fluff, get rid of all the excess, right? Run it through the 4-second test. Can someone get to the point in 2 seconds? Is there only one idea? Could you explain it to your dad or could you explain it to your 5th grader? And does the visual say what the text says? So sometimes I pretend like I'm posting on Twitter on every platform because that means it's short enough for Twitter. If it's short enough for Twitter, it's probably going to pass the 4-second test. What do y'all think? It's a fun challenge. And you know, Josie and I were working on this yesterday. We had to make a virtual tour video, and the one that I had already edited was like 1 minute and 40 seconds, and I thought that was excellent. And then I came to a platform where I was going to post it, and it said it has to be less than 1 minute. So I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to shave off 40 seconds of a 1 minute and 40-second video? But I did. I shaved off 40 seconds. It came down to 53 seconds in the video clip. And I said, man, maybe this is better than the long one, right? Because the shorter one can keep people's attention. What are y'all's thoughts?
I like it.
Good stuff?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I feel like this speaks to me because I am the person who posts long posts on Facebook sometimes. And I feel like, oh, it's quality information. People need to know it. But I think it's quality information, but the rest of my feed doesn't. They're just like, oh, she wrote too much. Like, I'm not gonna read it. Mm-hmm. And then they just scroll on past it. But if I post a picture about a loaf of bread and I just say like fresh bread today,
3,000 saves, 3,000
yeah,
views.
Everybody is like, it looks great, you know, but so I need to condense my verbiage on regardless of the topic. But yeah, no, you know, when I'm doom scrolling, you know, if it's like, nah, you know, so it's hard to kind of switch the roles from, you know, viewer to poster, because you kind of have to ask yourself, well, what would I focus on? Or how would somebody hook me in?
Okay, you
But
ready? I'm gonna do this is the real estate comparison. Every seller out there thinks that their home is the nicest, most well kept, most, maintained, everything. And the market's saying 300,000, but the seller says, "Not my house. My house is worth 380." We're the seller in this case when it comes to our social media posts. We like to see stuff that's short, but we say, "Well, what I have to say is really important." And the truth is, it's probably not. It's important to us, and I'm very guilty of this. And Josie catches me all the time. She's like, "Alan, get to the point." I love to ramble around, and I'm trying to paint a picture here. And she's like, "What are you trying? Give me the meat and potatoes here." So when you're really thinking about it, yes, we have information we want to put out there and share, but the shorter, the more concise, the simpler. I think that's the whole point here. The simpler, the better, right? So I think this is really important. I think this, if we put this into play, over the next 30 days, 60 days, and continue to post regularly, but try to simplify it. And even if you're posting more frequently, but just simpler bite size pieces,
so
right? If
here's a
you,
question. If you're doing more concise posting that's going to hook somebody in 1.7 seconds, should the content have, like the title, have shock value? So, kind of like going to your example of like, oh, well, the market says my home is worth 300,000, but I say it's 380. Like, would you post a shock value title that says like your home's not as great as you think it is, just to keep them on, but then like explain in detail more?
me, myself, I'm a sucker for some good clickbait. I love it because that's how I've been introduced to some of my favorite creators. I love to watch sporting videos, bowling videos, stuff like that, and a lot of it has been like I bowled my worst game I've ever bowled, and I click on it and say, man, well, how bad was it? I love,
That
I,
was his great.
yeah, it's like how bad was it? Were you guttering every ball? I don't know, but I love because you can tell that the storytelling is there. I'm not a fan of clickbait that is deceiving, but I don't think of it as clickbait. I think of it as writing a headline.
Mm-hmm.
You're writing a headline. You're crafting a headline just like they did in magazines, just like they did in newspapers, just like they do on how many of you guys get the Apple News notification and it comes in at the top of your feed and
I
it's
turn
like,
it
"Oh
off.
my gosh, what's happening?" And you click on it and it's not as interesting as it sounded.
It's
You know,
very salacious sounding.
Of course. And that's their job. Their
Mm-hmm.
job is to get eyeballs, just like our job is to get eyeballs. So Josie, I think that's a great idea. If you can, craft it yourself or use your favorite AI to help you draft a good eye-catching, captivating tagline. I love it. I love messing around and testing different thumbnail captions myself because I think your thumbnail is super important. If you can't get someone to click on the thumbnail, they're never going to see your content because they're going to keep on going and they ain't going to look back. So I think that's very important. Your headline is important. And I'm in the real estate business. Josie's in the real estate business. Liz, every realtor that's watching is in the real estate business. Here's a tough question for you. How many times do you see a post that starts with the tagline, "Come check out this 4 bedroom, 3 bed," gone. Not, I'm not like, I don't, I'm not
Like,
looking
I don't
at it.
want to check it
I don't
out.
want, yeah, I'm not looking at it.
I don't
I'm
want to
I'm
check it
not
out.
I'm not looking at it. And that's it. I might even be interested in it. Or I might even have a client that's looking for it.
Well,
But
what
it's
were we talking about the other day where I was saying that I was sick of seeing these closing posts, like so excited for my client on their closing. And it's always kind of like the same stuff, right? And I was like, I want a post that gets to like the inside scoop. Like this client was terrible to work with.
yeah,
I
what
almost lost this deal over a $5 rug.
right.
You know,
What was the real story
yeah.
behind
What's the
this
real
trans?
story? Was Cindy a joy to really work with? Was she like, it's like I want to know what's happening.
Yeah, it's
It's like
true.
I almost lost a deal over a $5 rug. And then I'd be like, well, what happened? And then that would pique my interest,
Well,
you know?
you know what's funny? There was one time where I almost lost a deal over a $20 tapestry,
Yes, the tapestry of hell.
the
I remember
tapestry of
that.
doom. It was
Yeah.
hanging. There was this. So Liz, there was this fireplace, and there was a tapestry hanging from the fireplace, and the buyer wanted the tapestry, and we included it in the non-realty items addendum because for whatever reason he liked this tapestry
We wanted
hanging
this
on it.
tapestry.
And we went for final walkthrough, and the tapestry was not there, and he was so furious. He's like, "You tell them to bring that back." I was like, "Oh my God." I said, "I'll buy you whatever tapestry you want." So it's a funny thing. Crazy
Yeah,
things
he wasn't going
happen.
to close unless it was returned. And
Yeah.
we are like, it's a $20 tapestry.
And
Like, we'll
yeah,
get you.
and we were getting ready to go to the closing table. And I said, "Well, sir, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to tell him that we're not gonna close?" And finally, after hours went by, he was like, "Let's just go. Let's just go close it." And he was really upset.
And it wasn't like this heirloom from
No,
like another country or anything like that. Like, it was probably from Home Goods. Well, no, it probably wasn't from Home Goods because I don't think Home Goods is that cheap, but
it was probably from Hobby Lobby,
it was probably from
40%.
like DD's discounts or something, like I
Yeah.
don't know. But it really was not worth that
And I
much.
think it had like a goose on it. Like it was just like,
Well, see, like stuff like that. If somebody posted a hook with a very simple, boring title about this story, that would pique my curiosity and I would want to watch that,
for sure.
you
And
know?
I'm not saying, and Josie, I don't think you're saying to not post that, but because all that stuff is good, people want to see evidence of success and good stuff happening, and we get excited for clients, and they get excited, and sometimes they even request it. That's the most fun part. They say, "Are you going to post a picture of us with the key?" And they want to be included in the feed and stuff like, which is fine. But I think the goal is only make that a piece of
Yeah,
what you're
not all the
posting. Not,
time.
and you go to these agents' feed, and it's like just listed, just sold, new condo, new rental. And it's like social media is supposed to be social. It's supposed to be engaging. It's supposed to be fun. I love to see Josie's bread videos. You know, what one of the I can't even tell you, my brother had a hibachi birthday party and I posted a 20-second clip. That clip has gotten more interaction than anything I posted in the last 60 days. Because it's fun. All that stuff is fun. People like to see cool stuff, engaging, something that's different. I love to try to find something that's unique and zone in on that, and I find that those pieces of content get so much more interaction, and rightfully so, because I'm interested by it. It's like, man, that was really weird. That was a really weird whatever backyard pergola. That was interesting. I'm gonna. Oh, there was one I posted. There was a backyard and there was a big tree, and on the side of the tree there was a picture of Sasquatch looking. Have you all seen those outdoor decors? And there was a picture of Sasquatch, and he was looking on the side of the tree. I said, "That is the coolest backyard decor I've ever seen." And he was staring at me. Sasquatch was staring at me, so I took a picture, and then I put that song, Somebody's watching me, right? And as the caption, and it got tons of interaction.
It's
So
like this house comes with a squatter, and
yeah,
it's like
exactly.
that watch.
Exactly.
It's like he ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
But
So well,
yeah.
cool. Well, Liz, you finding good stuff here? Is this going to help you in your posting?
Yeah, perception is everything when it comes to
Sure.
social media. And, even, I tried to post, I guess about a month and a half or so, there was a home builder and they were giving away a free golf cart.
Cool.
And that automatically, you know, this is not real estate related. We went to the SAFC soccer game the other day and they were giving away free aprons. You know how
Nice.
cheap those things were? But people will show up and they'll stand in line for an hour and a half before the game starts for a cheapy apron.
Yeah.
We went to a lucha libre fight, and Al and I were discussing this the other day. It's like they were throwing out like caps and then like a little goodie bag. Like an attorney was there and he was throwing out like a little goodie bag. We don't know what the heck was in this goodie bag. Like it could have been a goodie bag full of business cards. We have no clue. But the people went wild because it was free. And we're just like, they don't
Yes,
even know what they're like running over people to get. But people love free stuff.
Hey
they
man,
do.
Al
And
included. Yeah.
I'm a sucker for a good freebie.
Oh my
I
God. Yes, he
I
is.
will collect collectible plastic sunglasses. You
Oh, you
name
send
it.
him on a conference, he comes back with an extra bag full of stuff. And I'm
Yeah,
like, just let it go. We don't need it.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
it.
And so that's what I did. It was a free golf cart, this particular home builder. And, you can get as creative as posting like two pictures, a golf cart and I don't know, a lake. Because it opens people's minds to think, you know what, that would be kind of cool to kind of live down one of those streets where they allow a golf cart,
Yeah,
not too far from a lake or something like that, or just the community itself, not necessarily a lake. But what I'm saying is people like free stuff. So I think on a separate post, I put it this builder's including all appliance package, free washer, dryer, and refrigerator. I mean, for first time home buyers, that is the deal. They don't want to have to go buy all that on top of just putting all their down payment money now to get into the home. So little things like that keeps people thinking, hey, you know what? This particular agent knows of the free stuff going on around town kind of
that's true.
situation. So, and it takes what, 1 point something second for them to see the word free.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or like those
People
houses
love a good freebie.
with the for sale sign that's like free tacos with purchase. And people are like, well, I'll buy the house. I want free tacos. Free tacos for a year or something like that. I love a free thing, but not as much as Alan. Alan loves
Yeah.
free.
If they're throwing out a t-shirt or something like that, man, I'm pushing through. Get me to the front. I don't even know what it says. I don't know what size it is. It doesn't
You
matter.
do come home with a lot of
I'm
t-shirts.
telling you. I'm
Some of them
that's
are
my
really
weakness.
soft, though. Some of them
It,
are really soft t-shirts.
well, I used to, you go to those whatever you go to the night spots, right? And they have the people out there giving out free bottle openers and t-shirts. And I'd come home and say, Josie, I got you a Jameson whiskey shirt. She's like, what are you? I don't want, I don't want that.
Like, and the first thing I asked, like, is it
Is
soft?
it soft? Yeah.
Is it soft?
And I think Josie wore that t-shirt for a good 3 or 4 years and
Yeah, it was pretty
it was
soft.
pretty soft.
I
So
never drank a lick of Jameson, but it was really soft.
that's okay. The shirt got good use.
The
So
shirt did get good
and
use.
and what was it? Free advertising.
It was, yeah.
Free advertising. We're still talking about Jameson all
Yeah.
these years later, and I'll always think about that t-shirt. So little things like that go a long way. Giving someone a hat, giving them, one of those plastic bags, put your name on it, put your logo on it, put your
Or
phone
in
number.
Liz's case, giving a lotto ticket.
A lotto ticket. Exactly. They're going to remember that, Liz. They really are.
Yeah, I told them you can buy a tall caramel macchiato with
There you
it.
go. There
There
you
It's
go.
you
something
go.
better than nothing. I mean, it could be nothing,
Of
right?
course. Hey, and you who know they could next time you send them a lotto ticket, maybe they'll hit $100 or 200, 500, $1,000. You never know. You always
Oh,
have the
yeah, no,
chance.
I always joke around on that card. I said, and if you win the lotto, you know where to find me.
That's
We
right.
will look for another home.
That's right. I love it. Well, cool, guys. Well, do y'all have anything in closing? Thank y'all for tuning in. Anything in closing?
Great training.
Good. Well, I hope it helps y'all's posting. I hope it simplifies things, makes things a little easier, and ups your engagement and ups your lead count. Sound good?
Great. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Well, y'all be sure to tune in to our next Tuesday at 10. We're here at the same time, same link, same Zoom link every Tuesday at 10. So y'all be sure to tune in next time for some more goodies. We'll see y'all next time, guys. Y'all have a great week. Go sell something. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.